I'm not very used to the dynamics of receiving games. Rushaway was hidden in my email promotions box without me noticing it for too long, and that's a shame because this game is extremely well made. Since you are here, why don't you leave a like, a comment, or even better, a sub for more indie game content just like this one. It's a massive help. Thank you a lot. In Rushaway you play as Spec and help him as he travels through Skyworld in the search of the light that can restore balance to his world. Graphically, in a very polygonized 2.5D reminiscent of the era of the 64-bit consoles, an era where it was not yet known that Sonic would not be consensual in 3D, there is much in this game that reminds me of that franchise, although on a very more minimalist way. Even before the gameplay, the quality of the musical choice jumps to our ears, but not in a way that could be anticipated. The music in Rushaway is very calm, highlighting one of the huge paradoxes of the game. I've always perceived Rushaway as a fast-paced game, but that's not easily noticeable if you're not playing it. Now, I really have to insist on the speed aspect of the game. Rushaway clearly encourages speedrunning. We play in parallelepiped-shaped towers with paths to revolve around them. We beat each level by reaching the top of each tower, jumping through these paths with countless obstacles that make them more and more difficult for us to move around. And it's here that lays the fun of the game. As soon as we take the controller, it seems that a little bug is immediately born in us that prevents us from stopping the movement of our character. It's intrinsic. We have to constantly move forward, and whoever produced the game was very smart in their conception, as nowhere does he say that we have to do that, but there are subtle messages that point us to that direction. First, our character's speed is not constant. He starts slowly, as if he had little grip and was skidding on the ground, and from time to time it seems that we gear up with clear gains in speed and that then works as inertia. If we manage to maintain this speed, the gains in time are abysmal, but every time we stop, we have to start the process all over again. In addition to that, there are platforms that are placed in such a way that can only be assessed easily if we move at a certain speed. Finally, at the end of each tower, we are ranked accordingly to the times it takes us to reach the top, and obviously, we will end up fighting against our times to get better ratings. To ease into this constant battle against the clock, restarting the level every time we make a mistake or simply because we are not happy with our run is on the distance of a simple button press that immediately transports us to the beginning of each level, which facilitates not only the exploration of different paths, as it encourages the search for the ideal run. None of this would be interesting if the movement itself was unsatisfying, but that's not the case. The movements are very fluid, with the transition between animations being processed in a very predictable and controllable way, favoring and encouraging the memorization of processes. Of course, there are many moments of frustration, as while there are many ways to beat each level, usually the optimal way has a very low error margin, so all it takes is a button press in a marginally off to the side location to completely ruin our run. Of course, that frustration disappears almost immediately, as not half a second later we are back on the level to go again. We don't even have the time to tilt. Rushaway was an excellent surprise. A very well imagined and built game, full of good ideas and excellent music, original and creative levels, fluid and organic movements, and a fair price to top it all and make it an excellent proposal for a few days of enjoyment. See you next time, guys. Bye!